Hi guys, I'm about to play the drums for a promo video for my company. It makes no sense now, but it doesn't have to make sense to you because it makes sense to me. But I just wanted to get on here and make a video about how I was able to close $250,000 in business in 2 months with no sales training. I literally only have an associate's degree in occupational studies, and those occupational studies, it was acting. I used the skills that I learned about how to build a scene, how to connect with your scene partner, how to listen to what your scene partner is actually saying versus the words that they are given in the script to translate that to business. What I learned from being a part of the film program, the theater program, has translated into my real life in so many ways and helped me shape the business that I'm building today. I want to share with you how I closed $250,000 in business in 2 months with nothing but my acting skills. The first thing that's needed is to remove any misconceptions you have around acting or sales having to be fake. Both require a necessary level of truth to be effective. If you want to be an actor, you have to tap into the realest and most authentic version of yourself for your performance to come across in a palatable way. And if you're in sales, you also have to be truthful. It's not you convincing somebody to buy something that they don't need. It's you helping someone to solve a problem that they already have that they need an answer to. Now, not everybody looks at sales that way. I would say not everybody is that pure with their intentions of why they get into sales. Most times it's for money. Let's be honest, the money typically when you are a good salesperson is very good. But what keeps people coming back to you as a salesperson and as an actor is how authentic and truthful you can be. The first step that I take whenever I'm approaching a client in any capacity, whether that's sales, whether that's client success, client relationships, whatever it is, I always do my research on who it is that I'm speaking to. Same with if I got a script and I was playing a specific character, I would start with script analysis. Any of my NYCDA alum, RIP 4 out of 40, you already know that's how it starts. Not with learning your lines, not with learning your character's name, but with script analysis. Who are the people that make up who this character is? You might not be doing such a deep dive for a discovery call, but you still want to know who this person is, even if it's the most basic, shallow identity grab that you can get. Like, oh, this person is a Chiefs fan. I have a friend who's a Chiefs fan, and they love the Chiefs because of Taylor. Maybe I can find out if Greg from Idaho, who works at a brand partnership position, I don't know, also has someone in his life that watches the Chiefs with him just because of Taylor Swift. Is that the right? I don't watch football. I don't know why I would make such an analogy. Should have gone with basketball. But anyways, you get the point. Try to figure out, just like you would if you had a script, what do you have in common with the person that you are about to get on this call with? I'm not a flower. I know I look fresh and rosy, but please. Finding similarities are much easier than trying to immediately point out the differences. Number 2 is to listen. That was one of the first things I noticed when starting out at this agency and working with the sales team, is that a lot of them don't listen. Like, they just keep talking about what the product is and what they can bring to the table and highlighting the problems that people might be having. But they were not very good listeners. When looking at it from an actor's perspective, in order for a scene to be successful, you have to listen to your scene partner and not listen to the words that they're saying, but you're watching how they're saying the words, aka Meisner. If you've ever done a Meisner exercise, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're listening for how they're saying the words that they're saying. You're looking at their body language. Is it closed off? Is it like, are they kind of like pulling one of these where it's like subtly they're telling you to stop talking? What's their body language? And can you listen with more than just your ears? In a scene, you have to listen for what your scene partner is subtly saying so that you can respond appropriately. Even if the lines are saying, I love you too, maybe just a few beats before that, they just had the worst fight of their life. So the I love you is not just I love you, it's I love you. Like, I still love you, even though you just pissed me off. What are the subtleties that you might be missing? I think that's one of the biggest things that differentiated me from the rest of my team and allowed me to close $250,000 with no sales training. How can you listen better today? Lastly, I'll say most teachers will tell you not to play to the conflict of the scene. That means, so you know that you're supposed to be crying by page 4, but you're happy on page 1. Don't start crying on page 1. And how does that translate to sales? Don't play into the problem and solution so much. Try to figure out who this person is and what constitutes a win for them. One of the books that I read to help me as well was Never Split the Middle by Chris Voss. It's a really good book. He used to be in the, FBI, CIA, special forces or something like that, where he had to negotiate with literal terrorists. And he used that to translate into sales and business. One of the examples that he used is not to try to get someone to just say yes. Don't just try to get them to say yes and push for your solution being the solution. It's the example of if someone calls you and says, like, do you like drinking fresh water? You're going to be like, yes, I like drinking fresh water. What's the pitch? What's the thing? When you play to the conflict or you constantly push your solution, it shuts people off or turns people off very, very quickly. So yeah, don't play to the conflict of the call or the scene. And the last point, number 4, is I had it, lost it. Oh, number 4 is something that I really did not understand when I was in school, but it's shown up so much that I'm like, I get it now. One of my teachers used to tell me that there's love in every single scene. Even if you are in a scene with your mortal enemy, the person that stole your man, the person that, caused you to run into debt. I don't know what movie this is or what scene this would be. But even in the most heart-wrenching scenes, there is still love. And so I try to approach all my scenes that way, finding the love, and I approach my client calls that way. Like, I appreciate this person. I appreciate the fact that they took time out of their day to come and talk to me about whatever it is that I have to share. And I really appreciate the moment that we're spending together, whether it is not a fit and I'm not the right solution to their problem, or they don't have budget, or the timing is not right. I still went into every single call very appreciative to even be given the opportunity to chat with them. That's something that I taken from acting into my sales job, and that's what's allowed me to be successful. I'm no longer in sales. Now I work with churches, founders, and other creatives to help them clarify how they show up online without any overwhelm or burnout. A lot of people have so many great creative ideas and they just don't know what buckets to put them in or what systems to use to make it all come together. That's how I help people now. I'm very satisfied with that job, and I hope that you found value in what I had to say today.